Reminisce on dangerous summers, was just a thug nigga working for drug dealers in neighborhood. Run about the age of 13, we was gunning, and it was fun to see the police running. Niggas disappear when we come and live. Nappy head shorty, addicted to drinking 40. My niggas is naughty, and y'all niggas is fucking corny. But you left me in the summer of '89, a very good year. Crack cocaine sales rose.
Hey, yo, what is going on YouTube? It's Beamer-Fonz, and today we are doing a video on replacing the valve cover gasket on E90, and I guess you could consider it the VVT gear gasket too, since that's got to come off to do this. So I'm not going to waste any time. This is basically valve cover gasket on the N52. The N54 is a bit different. It actually sits in the groove of the valve cover, so that's not relatable. So before you start, you obviously need a new valve cover gasket, which I have, and you need to buy new valve cover valve cover bolts, because these are aluminum, they are torque to yield, and once you undo them, they no longer have their strength. So without further ado, let's get started. So first thing you want to do is unplug your Valvetronic motor, unplug the wire from here. There's just two tabs on the side, and then you pop the little case off, and that unplugs. Pop out your coil packs, so you just pull the tab up, unplug them, and then pull them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this is where things start to get a bit tricky, is with your VVT gear. So you're gonna have these tiny little Torx bolts, and there's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. Now this one is put in this way and is an extreme pain to get out. And if you have an E-Torx, like I'm gonna show you here, so basically if you have one of these, that is not gonna fit in there. So what I do for this is I take a 7mm, and you will see, I have to do this with one hand because the girlfriend's working on her schooling. It fits perfectly, and basically as long as, see it's turning the wrench, as long as all sides have something to grip on, it will work, because these are not too tight. So grab your 7mm, gotta come in this way and start undoing it. Also, wait about an hour before you do this, otherwise your engine is going to be extremely hot and it's very unpleasant to work on. So once you've got your spark plugs out, your VVT gear out, unplug your catch can if you have one, or whatever. You will probably have your PCV system. So unplug that, and then you can start undoing, and then you've got your ground straps here that are on this. You've got your ground strap one there, and then there's one there that are also a E12, I believe was the size. Okay, so once you've got those off, then you're going to come and do the valve cover bolts. So you've got one really tricky one down there, so you'll definitely need some extensions. So you've got that one right there, that's one. Then you've got, you know what, I'm going to count them with my hand for you guys. So you've got one there, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, I believe is the magic number. Let's just count here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I only counted 20 here, so I might have counted some a couple times extra, but honestly, yeah, I counted more than enough, so that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these all off. The main hard one is this one here, and you might have a bit of trouble with that one back there. Okay, so this is not as easy as I expected. When you guys get all your bolts off, you are going to need to take your strut brace off because the valve cover does not have enough space to come up, to come forward, and then come off of the car. So that is where we are at right now. We're going to take the cowl off and then basically take that bar off and it will come up. So I'll come back when that's done. Okay, I've got the cowl popped for the windshield, and now I will show you guys how to do that. So you're going to need a... what size is this? 17 or a 16. And there's these little caps over the washer arms. Just get some pliers, pop those off. You got a 17 nut, pull the wiper up and just wiggle it off. And then you're going to basically come under here with your hand and pull gently, and this whole thing's going to pop up. So... damn, I just lost one of those. Probably fell down against the firewall. So then this is going to come up like this, and then you have your bolt for the strut brace right there. So we don't need to take this fully off, we just need it out of the way enough to get that off. So I'll pop that off, and then I'll come right back. Alright, so we got the valve cover off. Now when you pull this off, once this is out of the way, you want to pull the valve cover up like this. You want to pivot it to the right because it gets caught right here on this spring. So you want to pivot it to the right until the edge folds over, and then you can pull it directly up. And while you're in here, you definitely want to give your engine a good look over. It's a bit yellowy in here. Also, you want to clean up any shit like that has dropped in here, because it is not clean. And then you see these little tabs right there. You're gonna... that one's a bit stiff, so we're gonna start on this side. Okay, so it lifts up on that side. And there is the spark plug tube gasket. And then you do the same thing with the valve cover gasket. And I will come back once we get all this cleaned up. I'm going to quickly scuff this right here so we get a good seating surface. And just quickly give this a good clean. So I'll come back once that's all done. You want to get a nice little razor blade and just scrape off all this uneven stuff. Alright, so once you guys have got your surface all nice and cleaned up, you're not going to get it perfect. I mean, you might, but probably not. Then you want to get your new gasket. Be gentle. Don't want to crease it or bend it. Position it where you want it, and then do the same thing for the other one. Make sure you get it around these little dowels so that it doesn't move around on you. There's one in the corner there, and there's one in the corner here. And then be very careful and make sure that it stays where you want it. So I'm going to pop the other gasket on, and then we're going to start putting everything back together. This is extremely, extremely difficult if you do not take this off. So do not skip that, otherwise you're just going to be fighting with it for hours. Trust me. Okay, and then once you've got your gasket sitting on there all nicely, then you can basically put everything back on the way that you took it off. But I am painting my valve cover, so I will be putting that on afterwards. So I will come back after it's all painted. It's not going to be perfect, but It's better than how it looked before, because before it was just not very nice looking. Wow, this stuff dries quick. Why do bugs always land in it? Alright, so we've got the valve cover positioned in place, and I'm sure you guys are going to figure out, as we just did, how much easier it is to get this on and off with that bar out of the way, because it literally just kind of, you put it in at an angle like this, you sit it so it's just kind of like the back of it is sitting right here, and then you just kind of tilt it up, push it over that, and let it sit. It drops right down in place. Then you just got all your bolts hand tight, get everything all in place, and then you can start torquing everything down, and we'll go over that in a second. Alright, so once you've got all your bolts positioned, you want to start from the middle. I still got a little bit of smoke because I spilt it on the exhaust. 1, 2, 3, tighten those middle ones. Then you want to start from the middle and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basically a star pattern you want to tighten these in, and I believe it's 7 inch-pounds. So you want to count these as you put them in. Make sure you get them all in, and you want to count 21 bolts. Tighten them to about 7 inch-pounds, and then you want to go another quarter turn with your wrist to make sure it's all nice and snug. Alright, so once you guys have got all your bolts torqued down, it is the final step where you can start popping all your coil packs back in. You can put your VVT motor on if you haven't already. You can plug this guy back in and put that little clip back on here. Put your fuel rail plugs back on. Make sure you don't forget your fuel rail bolts. If you took the bolts out for your fuel rail, I did and I almost forgot them. Make sure you plug everything back in down here. Your Vanos solenoids, these little, I don't even know what these are, those plugs there. I just have a little bit of paper there because I had a slight leak because I left one bolt loose. So don't do what I do, or did, kids. Make sure you look over everything, make sure everything is tight. And once you're confident that you've got everything, take it for a drive. You're gonna have some smoke because getting it on the exhaust is inevitable, but take it for a drive, make sure there's no leaks, and go over everything the next day and make sure it's all snug. So hopefully this video helps some of you guys. If it did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's been Beamer-Fonz out. Peace.